Damien Barrett, and welcome to the 2016 wash-up for the Hawthorn Football Club. After a straight sets exit chasing their fourth flag in a row, Matthew Lloyd, can this great team rise once again?
Probably not, Damo. Not in the short term anyway, but I think their season probably fell away after that loss to Melbourne. They were 2 games clear, lost to Melbourne, got beaten on the inside and the outside, and I think it exposed a bit of a weakness from the Hawks, and they never really recovered from it.
Lost 4 of their past 6, didn't they? And one of the 2 wins in that period was a fluky one when Fitzpatrick bombed that 65, 70-metre goal. So they really fell away, didn't they?
Yeah, and the other one was North. Started the game well, and then that was about it after that.
Yeah. We'll start with the highlights, as we do in the wash-ups of each club, and I'm going to refer back to the narrow wins in those games they had. They had a total of 6 wins by under 10 points. They had amazingly close finishes in a row, didn't they, early in the season against Western Bulldogs and Adelaide and Sydney, and that Collingwood one came late as well. Just the ability to basically let their minds dominate the body in those moments.
Oh, they've been a brilliant group of players for such a long time. My highlight's Cyril Rioli. I think so many players also, this last quarter, this last finish against the Sydney Swans, I was up at the SCG, and just to see them just have the courage just to keep going. They're down by a point at this stage, and for Cyril to go back and kick this goal when from 50 metres out, he probably doubted himself a little bit, but it sailed over the top, and everyone just thought they've done it again. And they got the top spot. They were cleared by 2 games, and I thought they're probably the premiership favourite at this stage. So that was probably one of my highlights of the season. Yeah,
there were quite a few lowlights. To me, it was the health scare again for Jared Roughead. Look, as we speak, we hope that he's going to be playing a significant role in 2017, and that is the way they're planning for. But it clearly was an emotional time for him and the club, and the way they got around him it was quite powerful. But very sad for Jared to have what happened in 2016.
Yeah, no doubt. My low light was the loss to Geelong in that first final. You just wonder what might have been for the Hawks if they hadn't have lost that game. Isaac Smith after the siren. You just see this. If he kicks this, they're playing this weekend, and they're just sitting, putting their feet up against the battered Sydney Swans.
Can you vision what would have happened if they made the prelim final on the back of that? Would we still be talking about them in a wash-up, having fallen away?
No, they just got the wrong side in that final. After that kick, they hadn't have played the Western Bulldogs. They probably would match up quite well against the Sydney Swans, who they've beaten not so long ago, so could have been a different story.
They're a hard one to mark out of 10. I'm marking them harshly, Lod. I think you have to. When you go from 4 grand finals in a row to not even making the last 4, I'm only giving them a 6 for that reason. But look, others will argue that.
Yeah, I've given them a 7. You're probably right, but I just think the respect I've got for them to finish on top and not finish on top, but be 2 games clear for most of the year was a remarkable season from them.
There's a salary cap squeeze at the club, as you'd expect after being so successful for so long, but a little bit of room for money, I reckon, for a Christmas bonus for Ben Stratton, the way I see it. Lotto, I feel how important he was when he missed the rounds 21 through to 23, and we know that was the beginning of their downfall, but until that point, and I think even beyond that point, he proved to be one of the very, very, very crucial players in that Hawks outfit.
Yeah, he's been an unsung hero for a long time. I think with Brian Lake being there and Josh Gibson and Birchall, we speak about them a lot, but we now realise how important he is. My Christmas bonus was Cyril. Cyril's been a good player, but I think he went to another level this year. I think when a lot of other players are probably on the wane, he's actually gone to a new level. Didn't have a great final, to be honest, against the Western Bulldogs. He started well, but fell away. But his kicking for goal is just about the best in the competition. He started taking big pack marks, and he used to be inconsistent, but now he's sort of much better throughout a whole game of footy.
It's been a good 2 years now, hasn't it? From that consistency front, and arguably even longer than that. But absolute superstar we've seen there. Look, it's chopping block time now for the 2016 wash-up of the Hawks. Brad Hill made it well known publicly that he was keen to get back to Perth with his brother, and that will seemingly happen. And I think they need to move him and others out, obviously, because they're trying to bring in Vickery, O'Meara and Mitchell. Something's got to give, and Hill will help accommodate that at least partially.
Yeah, my chopping block, I think maybe it's time for Will Langford to maybe find a new home. Just couldn't break into the side this year. He's fallen away from the player that dominated that grand final a couple of years ago. So I think him, Litherland could be a good player like Cheney has been at another club. Spanger, you think his time's up. And Ryan Schoenmakers was disappointing through the finals as well. So they could be decisions they make on those 4 players.
OK. I want to highlight a peculiar moment for the Hawks in 2016, Lotto, with this one here where Ben Stratton, man, we just talked about, knocked out his teammate Frawley, and no one's laughing about this because he was seriously concussed or hurt after this, but what would he have got had it been an opposition player?
Oh, maybe a couple of weeks. Obviously, it's accidental, but maybe he was sick of not being spoken about, like Frawley and Brian Lake, and wanted some me time himself, which he got by you earlier in the program.
Hey, they obviously need to do certain things to improve, Lauder. And we know with Alistair Clarkson, he's going to evolve in a way that probably no one else will. So that's already a positive for them. And they need, though, to work out a way in the forward line, don't they? I think they used McAvoy up there with Segler. Segler's going to miss most of the year. So they need to tinker something. Roughhead, when he comes back in the club's eyes, will obviously help that, but probably need something else up there too.
Yeah, they haven't had early draft picks, unfortunately, so they've had to try and make something out of players, late in the draft, like a James Sicily, which didn't work so well this year. I think they need some outside run. It's why they're going after O'Meara. Tom Mitchell, I'm not sure he's exactly the type they need, but they've also got to know that Hodge, Lewis and Mitchell are getting on. So I think that some outside run will be helpful. Hartung needs to go to a new level as well, you would have thought, next year.
Yeah, slightly disappointing, Hartung, wasn't he? Given the opportunities he had. OK, where are they going to be in 2017, Lotta?
They go down for mine. I think maybe just for one season, they go down to start that rebuild again. What about you?
So you're saying down out of the finals?
They make it, but it wouldn't surprise me if they don't get past the first week.
Yeah, I've got them stagnating, but as we know, when we assess, we've got a little bit of wiggle room, so I can't see them going past the semi-final stage of 2017. Thanks, Lotta.
Thank you, Darren.
And that's the wash-up for the Hawks in 2016.